What's going on, guys? You found Bottom Tier Collector, and I'm your host, The Bearded One. As always, thank you for liking, subscribing, viewing my channel, commenting. It all means a lot to me. Um, we'll just get right into the video. Total Nostalgia, a store I've mentioned that isn't very far from me, recently expanded. They must be doing pretty good for themselves, and I couldn't be happier to see people in my local community growing and having a better life. Uh, I'm all about supporting small businesses, and they recently opened the comic book portion of their room. They've always had comic books. They deal in all things nostalgic and retro, anything from Funkos to wrestling figures, Marvel Legends, so all kind of statues, action figures, Pokemon cards, video games, movies, trade paperbacks, omnibus, etc., etc. The whole gambit. They're kind of a catch-all nostalgic store, and it's all in the name, Total Nostalgia. And so they recently expanded into their comic book room, which they've also got records in there. It's really cool. If you live near me, I'm in the North Alabama area. Try to visit Total Nostalgia on it's either Old Highway 24 or Gordon Terry Highway. I don't remember the name of the road. It's changed names, but it's in Trinity, Alabama. I mean, and I'm not even that far from this place. Go give them. Go give them a visit if you're in the area. But I went in there to celebrate them opening their room, and I sat on my bonus I got from work, and to go in there and ball out essentially. And I didn't get everything I wanted, which is probably a good thing. I probably would have spent some more change in there if I'd gotten everything, but I got plenty of stuff. Um, and I didn't walk away feeling like I wish they had more. They got plenty. They got the goods. So we're just gonna go through this haul, and hope you guys enjoy. So first up, we have Justice League of America number 15. With this series, I'm completing the run, but I also want every single cover Lobo is on. So obviously he's on the cover here, number 15. And I apologize for the glare. I recently upgraded my phone, and while I'm impressed with it, the resolution's better. It picks up all the reflections, even on poly bags, so you just have to excuse that, and I'll try to make sure the books are a little visible so you can see the covers. Just glad to have this in the series, in the books, in the series, in the books, blah, 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 blah. Glad to have that in the PC. I'm going to end up reading the collection. I believe reading my books is important, so I definitely will be reading that series. I've read the first 5 issues, I think. And then I got out of comics in the middle of that run, and I'm catching back up. Next up, we have Superman Adventures 29, a book I've been hunting for years in my quest to complete Lobo's entire appearance history list. I'm beyond Lobo runs now. I'm beyond Lobo covers. I have moved into his entire appearance list, and so no question here why I got Superman Adventures 29. And to complete, to check off something on that list, I completed Superman Adventures, the Lobo appearances. I'm not going to complete the run. I'm not a big Superman fan. Just wanted the Lobo apps. I have the Superman vs. Lobo special from this series, and I plan on reading it. Now that I have every appearance, it would be fun to read it and then maybe follow it up with watching Lobo's appearances in Superman the animated series, which I've already seen a handful of times, but you know what, one more watch is good for my soul. So Superman Adventures 56, and that completes that goal. One more Golemite, one more not run, but one more set of appearances in that run are now put behind me. I was really stoked to find this one. Disappointed I couldn't find number 3. Number 3 is all I have left to complete DC versus Marvel, or Marvel versus DC. Lobo is in all 4 of these books. Probably would collect this anyways if Lobo wasn't in it. However, that's kind of motivation to get it done and get it collected, is that Lobo's in this. And now I have 1, 2, and 4. I need number 3. Also glad to find it for $5. It's usually, each book in that series is like $10 to $15 in that series. And while I don't think that's an outrageous price, I'm not going to complain and boycott people over $15. I don't see any intrinsic value in DC versus Marvel outside of the fact that it's cool. DC and Marvel got together and fought. The plot was empty from what I've heard. It's basically decided by the fans, like Pro Bowl voting in the NFL. It's kind of empty, I guess. I can't think of a better word to put there to describe that. I did complete this run, however. Death, the time of your life. Death, since I've read the first Sandman omnibus, I've fallen in love with the character Death, and the Sandman universe in general. And I was really happy to complete this little mini series. Haven't read it yet, but I will be reading it. I want to figure out when this was released and try to read it right around, when I get the next Sandman omnibus, which will give me the full set in omnibus form. I want to read this right around the time it was released, to maybe make more sense of the storyline, the timeline of that Sandman run. This is number 2 of Death, the Time of Your Life. And then here's number 3. Fantastic covers. I just love how unique and strange and weird, but in a good way, these covers are. They remind me a lot of 90s alternative rock album covers. Every single one of these Sandman covers from the 90s Vertigo stuff. And this is Death, the High Cost of Living. This is the run I was actually hunting. I didn't even know the Time of Your Life existed. That was a nice surprise. It was I didn't know. And I always tell myself, if I find something I want for the PC that I didn't know existed, I will pick it up if I find the full run. And I just put it back if I can't get the full run right then and there in the heat of the moment. But this, I do want this. This is issue 2. And then I have Death, the High Cost of Living, number 3. They did have issue 1, but they were selling it for $10, and that was just a little too high for me. I don't know the intrinsic value of issue 1, other than it might be the first solo Death series, and she's one of the most popular characters in that whole lore, that whole mythos. So I guess that's the intrinsic value. But to me, I don't see a lot of demand for that mini-series. It doesn't seem like it's a hot book. It's not a first appearance of Death or anything. So I decided to put that $10 Death, the High Cost of Living back. I took these with me, the 2 and the 3, because they were $3. And on my way home, I was just curious to see what, how eBay listed, and I found a $4.50 free shipping listing. Didn't pull the trigger, but if it's still there when I get paid, I'm probably just going to bring it on home and complete that run. Next up, we have Sandman 53. This is my Grell run. What ASM is to some people, Batman, Action Comics, Detective Comics, those long-standing legacy runs. That's what Sandman is to me. Very high, it's monetarily valuable to me. I know $250 for the highest book in a run may not be all that expensive to some people, but it is for me. I really value this run, and I'm very excited to casually collect Sandman. Now that I have the biggest books in the run. That was issue 73, by the way. Next up, we have the Demon 51. This is from the Volume 3 run. Been hunting this collection for years now, and I'm getting so close. I don't even think I have less than 10 issues to go, annuals and all, to complete this run. I'm so excited to finally have this book. Just one more book I don't have to look for anymore. I do have the trays, the 2 demon trays that take you from issues 43 to 58, including the annual number 2, First Hitman. So I've read what's in that issue. I'm just glad to finally have the physical copy for the PC. And then next up, the rest of the haul, all Wolverine Volume 2. You might know it as Wolverine Volume 1. I count Chris Claremont and Frank Miller's miniseries as Volume 1. So if there's any confusion, yeah, that's where it comes from. So first, and I'm just going to blaze through these. I might make a little comment, but to help speed the video along and shorten it up, we're going to blaze right through some of these. First up, we have the annual Wolverine 2000. And we got the 2001 annual. And this puts me at having every Wolverine Volume 2 annual, except for the 1999 annual. So, almost have every annual. Big book here. This has been hard to find at a reasonable price. Glad to pick this one up. This is issue 124 for $3. We got issue 133 here. Not a huge fan of how Wolverine looks in the 130s. Whoever the artist was just made him look a little too cartoony. And I'm not a fan of how Wolverine looks right around the 100 issue either. In the 90s, he looks a little clunky, and in the early 100s, this is 135, if I didn't say that already. There's some Galactus, issue 138. I'm interested to read this book, see how Wolverine fares against Galactus. And here's issue 150, giant oversized book, so I'm glad to have that for $3. Then the aesthetic changed in the 160s. You'll notice that here. So I guess this is a new era for Wolverine, at least aesthetically. This is 166. 167. Yeah. 168. 170. I wonder if a movie was coming out right around this time, because his uniform kind of matches the movie a little bit. This is 171. I'm not sure when these books were coming out, but I would assume the early 2000s, so right around the time the movies were coming out. This looks like an Alpha Flight crossover. 172. 174. 175. 176. Definitely looks like the movie played a part on 176. 177. 178. And 180. This big haul here put me within just a blink of probably my second biggest collecting goal. Probably the second goal I made for myself when I started collecting over 9 years ago. I wanted to complete Wolverine Volume 2. I wanted to complete that. I've since expanded that goal, and now I'm collecting every Wolverine volume. I have 1, 5, and 6 complete. 7 is currently on the stand, so whenever that run ends, and I have the first 20. I had the first like 18 or 19 issues of Volume 7, so I'm taking a break from new comics. So it shouldn't be too hard to like go back and catch back up now that I have the books that would be harder to find in the wild collected already, and then that haul right there put me within 11 books, 11 books to complete Wolverine Volume 2, and I'm so excited to finally complete that book, that run. I'm still going to try and hunt for a while. I don't want to just wrap it up on eBay or mycomicshop.com unless there's a good internet sale. I still got my priorities on the Lobo stuff. I've got less than, I know I'm under 30. I might be under 20 issues now of completing the Lobo appearance history. It's really exciting every time I come home from a haul and I enter in the books in the CLZ app, and I can just see all the holes I'm filling. I have 1 to 9 in Wolverine Volume 2, and then I have 11 all the way, not even skipping a beat, all the way to like 134 now. That 124 fit in a huge hole that I needed, and I'm glad to have it in the collection now. I didn't turn this into a 30-minute video considering the size of the haul. That was great. I'm glad I shortened this up. If you guys appreciated this, give me a like, give me a subscribe. Don't worry about that notification bell. I don't have a set schedule right now. If you want to hit the notification bell because you like me that much, thank you. But I can't promise I'm gonna put out stuff on the regular for the moment. I'm about anywhere from 4 to 8 weeks out from moving into my house, so hopefully by June or July I can get a set schedule. I'll have a space of my own. I'm gonna put the collection into the bonus room we're building in that house, and hopefully you guys will enjoy me in the future. Until next time, guys.